economic instability, civil unrest, national embarrassment, Tucker Carlson. What do you think of when I say these words? Personally, I think of Republicans. We live in a time of great political conflict between Democrats and Republicans. People on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans, love to point fingers at each other, claiming that those on the opposing side are the cause for our nation's struggles. Well, I'm here to show you, using evidence of economic struggles, civil unrest, and national embarrassments, that if any one party is responsible for our nation's struggles, it's Republicans. Our first point is to look at our nation's economy. Now, I will admit that right now, our economy isn't the greatest. Gas prices are astronomical, there are issues with the supply chain, and ultimately, everything is just really expensive. Recent events, including the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the Russian invasion of Ukraine, have directly influenced these factors of our economy. Historically, our economy has done very well under Democrats. According to aeaweb.org, under Democrats, our economy has only been in recession 7% of the time. That number skyrockets to 28% under Republican presidents. In more recent events, according to CNN.com, in Biden's first year as president, he added 6.6 million jobs to our economy. That is record-breaking. In contrast, Trump only added 2 million jobs. Looking at these numbers, it is undeniable that under Republicans, our economy suffers. My next point is to look at civil unrest under Republican administrations. Our country has seen historic levels of civil unrest in the past few years. In the summer of 2020, we saw Black Lives Matter protests sweep the country. We have seen Republicans take these protests as examples of rioting, looting, and violence at the hands of Democrats. However, the vast majority of these protests were peaceful. If we want to talk about looting, rioting, and violence, there is an example done at the hands of Republicans by the exact same Republicans that condemned Black Lives Matter activists. I am, of course, talking about the January 6th, 2021 Capitol insurrection. According to NPR.org, between 2,000 and 2,500 people stormed the Capitol with the intentions of overturning the U.S. election. 5 people lost their lives and countless others were injured. It is no doubt that this event was a source of national embarrassment for our country, which brings me to my next point. In recent years, Republican politicians have been a source of great embarrassment for our country. Our most recent Republican president, Trump, is no exception. One of his most infamous moments was on the campaign trail in 2016, when he openly mocked a disabled reporter. Additionally, Trump has made inappropriate and rude comments about women countless times, oftentimes even about his own daughter, Ivanka. According to ibtimes.com, Trump stated that Ivanka had a very nice figure and stated that if she wasn't his daughter, he would like to date her. Yikes! Now, we could say this is just a fluke. Trump doesn't speak for the entire Republican Party. But if we take a look at the January 6th insurrection, recent freedom convoys, and other COVID-19 restriction protests, we can see that Republicans making a fool of themselves and our country is no isolated incident. In conclusion, we can clearly see that although they'd like to just ignore it, Republicans play a huge part in the struggles that our country faces today. We saw that under Republican administrations, our economy suffers, we face greater civil unrest, and we face national humiliation. In the end, politicians on both sides, Republican and Democrat, are the worst. Both parties are to blame for the problems that our country faces. I'm not here to show you that Republicans are solely responsible for the issues that our country faces. However, Republicans try to push all of that blame onto Democrats. So I'd like to leave you with this. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Both parties are responsible for the issues that our country faces, and if we are to mend these issues, we need to work together. Thank you.